Greetings, welcome to Guerra and Guerra, and we are bridging the gap again where we're looking for your input. And today we're going to be talking about the United States deficit, the amount of money that is owed by our government. So what we want to do is we're going to start off with a quick audio from Ray Dalio, who's written a book just recently, How Countries Go Broke.
And I'm pretty sure this book is coming out very shortly.
I'm worried that the U.S. government will go broke and that we are at game time. If we don't deal with this now, we're going to have serious problems. And my views are based on studying many countries over many years. I want to show you the mechanics behind it so that you can see yourself how this thing works mechanistically. And then I want to give you my solution, what I would do. It's going to come in 4 parts. And I'll pass them out part by part. And then I hope that we'll have a good exchange about this on social media.
All right, so that's Ray Dalio, and his new book, How Countries Go Broke, is either out or coming out soon. But he's had some other books. Big Debt Cycle is another one where he introduces concepts about historical facts and countries, and he is worried about the deficit. He's worried about our country's deficit. And so some of the key questions in the book there, are there limits to how much debt a country can handle? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I've been hearing about it like over the past year of the debt ceiling and how, is it Congress, I believe, that's pushing the debt ceiling up? I forget which governing power has control over that and is basically kicking the can.
Right, well, they have to get them to approve it, so it has to be approved. But yeah, some of the two other questions. Can a powerful nation like the United States actually go broke?
Probably. I mean, anything can go broke if you get enough debt and everything. And it's mainly about losing value in the dollar, which has been happening over time, as with a lot of this overall economy due to the pandemic and still having backlashes from that, even now as things move on, not to mention just interest rates fluctuating and such.
I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. So, I mean, you think something couldn't. And then how can we recognize when debt becomes a serious problem? And so Dalio's approach, he is a historian, uses examples of different countries, how they've faced crisis and how they dealt with it in different economic situations. And then in solutions, the book promises to offer practical solutions to manage the debt, offering a worst case scenario that we actually want to share with you, because we have a case study very similar to this. So in essence, Dalio is sounding the alarm about the dangers of excess debt and offering a roadmap to navigate these challenging terrains. So as an economist, as somebody who is very knowledgeable, Ray Dalio is somebody that hopefully can give us some good insight. But can you give us a rundown? Because in our course of financial literacy and mastery, one of our case studies is to understand the U.S. deficit and its dilemma, okay, and the actions that you can take, like his book is going to offer. And we have some actionable steps too in our course. So would you mind covering that?
Sure. The basic rundown for the case study basically is currently, as of writing the course back in September of 2024, the U.S. debt ceiling, or basically the debt, was at $33 trillion. And basically it's continuing to grow and basically collect. And we basically go over the factors that fuel this fire of the overall debt, and basically it's core of 3 things. First up being like mandatory spending, like Social Security, Medicaid, and all these government programs that basically give out money or pay for stuff that basically is coming from the Federal Reserve. So that's all stuff that's basically going towards the debt. And then, of course, discretionary spending, most commonly used whenever we're talking about our military's budget, which basically doesn't exist and is as high as we put it.
And this is where the DOGE comes in, the Department of Government Efficiency, not to be confused with Elon's Dogecoin, even though he's in charge of that too. But yes, the DOGE, they should basically get rid of, I think they wanted to get rid of, was it 4 trillion? And now they backed it down to 2 trillion, hoping to get rid of $1 trillion of discretionary spending in our government. And third one?
The third one basically is the main way that the government gets revenue to try to counteract the debt, and that's mainly just through taxes. Whether it's something as simple as payroll taxes, corporate taxes, individual income taxes, all types of federal level taxes all help to fund the federal government. And all these factors in recent years, such as tax cuts and the impact that COVID-19 had, has definitely contributed to a lot lower than ideal tax revenues for the government.
And it's interesting that our new administration has been talking about cutting taxes, which would lower this, but in place of taxes, offering tariffs. And so we're going to have to see if this is going to work. We're not sure it's going to work the way it's supposed to, but the tariffs replacing taxes, and tariffs now are taxing goods that are coming into this country, but it's typically paid at this end at first, and then, well, we'll have to see how that whole boomerang works with the tariffs.
Yeah, and even today, as of making this, with Trump in office doing a lot of executive actions, one of which was to pull out of the World Health Organization, which a lot of people are speculating the reasons, one of which being because the U.S. is a major financial supporter or contributor of the worldwide health organization. So basically they're pulling out to just pull out all the funding that we provide that organization to basically put towards more domestic uses is one of the theories.
That's unfortunate if it's a pure financial reason to do that. But just finalizing on our case study, the potential impacts of larger persistent deficits, what else?
That basically mainly includes such as just higher interest rates, because it's either we become kind of like this is a major over exaggeration, but like Indonesia, I believe, or I forget exactly which country it is, where they're basically massive inflation to the point where like they were printing billion-dollar bills and such, to where basically is what would happen as the government prints more money to try to finance this, building the debt higher and plummeting the dollar's value as another superpower currency will take our place.
So within the case studies, we have understanding the situation, exploring the solutions, and then actionable steps that you can take where you can, contact your congressman, get groups together, understand the situation. But let me just finalize this particular with some facts. And some of the facts: the current deficit, fiscal year 2025, so far, the cumulative deficit for the first 3 months of 2025 are projected to be upwards of $711 billion. This is a significant increase from fiscal year 2024, where that was about $201 billion. Monthly deficit, while the December 2024 deficit was $87 billion, the decrease from the previous year, November 2024, saw a record $367 billion deficit. So this fluctuations are part due to the calendar shifts and the benefit payments that are coming out from the government. Other things: increased spending, age population, rising healthcare cost, defense spending, interest, tax revenues. We talked about our tariffs. What else is there? The COVID problem definitely didn't help it. The printing of the money, the way we solved that, we can't go back and change anything, so let's not even discuss that, but it did put us in a situation that we're in now. So hopefully we can find more solutions through a bipartisan policy, through the U.S. Treasury and fiscal spending understanding more deeply, and through a Peterson Foundation offering in-depth analysis on fiscal policy and the national debt. If you're looking for more information, you can check out the Peterson Foundation or any of the information that we can provide here for you. So again, this is Guerra and Guerra. We are chiming off on the national debt. We'd like to hear what you have to say. All right, have a great day, folks.